Hey guys, so this is actually a playlist I've been working on. So this is basically about Git and GitHub, as you know from the title. And in this module, I want to introduce you to how Git works and how you can use it to achieve various powerful ends. I'll teach you how to use Git on the command line and do things such as version control, how to clone repositories, how to fork, make pull requests, merge repositories, and more exciting things. So let's get started learning about Git. So let's talk about version control in its simplest form. So let's say I write some sort of code. Okay, so let's remove this. So let's say I write some sort of code in a document over here, right? So these are the lines of code I write. And I decided to put it under version control using Git, and let's call this as the safe point 1. Okay. Now, when I make any changes to this further down the line, so let's say further down the line, I decide to make any changes, right? So when I make any changes, let's say now this document has 3 lines of code. Let's make this into 4 or 5 lines of code, okay? And again, I create another safe point for this as, let's say, number 2. So this is my very first version of the copy of the code, and this is my second version of the copy of the code, right? Now again, let's go further down the line, and I decide, right, change the code even more, and I write some more lines of code, or I remove some lines of code and do some other random things on it. And I find out that the code which I wrote is not what I really want. And rather than changing the code or doing something fancy with it, I decide that the best thing for me would be not to write the whole code again or to keep changing on this, but just to go back to the previous copy or the previous version which I already had, which is this version 2, and start creating my code again from over there, right? So these things can happen because majorly your code is interlinked with each other with different classes and objects and all those things. And sometimes somewhere you might write something super buggy, or you don't like it and just think that the best option for you to is just remove the whole thing and just go back to a different whole version of this code. So these things can happen. So when that happens, the best course of action you might decide is to roll back to its previous commit, right, to this version. Or what you can also do is you can just compare your current code, compare this code with any of your previous versions of the code. So it doesn't need to be just this version 2. You can compare your code with any of the previous versions 1, or even any other version before it. So what you can also do is you can just go back to your previous safe point, or what you can also do is not just your previous safe point, but you can also go back to any other safe point you can go back to your version 1 or any other version even before 1. You can go back to that and you can start creating a code from there as well. So this is about version control, guys, using Git. So in the next module, I'll try to explain you version control using Git locally on your computer, on your command line. So do check out for that video. And if you like the video, guys, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.